Chad, do you mind do the roll call?
Mr. Wood? Yeah, here. Mr. Mason?
Here.
Mr. Bishop?
Here.
Mr. Wade? Here. Mr. Elder?
Here.
You have a quorum, Judge.
Mayor Crenshaw, would you like to call your?
Because our council is here today and a special policy we have to call our city council order as well. They're behaving themselves really well. We don't call it order. So, our session is in order, Judge.
First of all, I'd just like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I think this is a very important night for Marion County and Lebanon and all of our industries and all of our employees that are in our county. We're basically here tonight just to discuss the future of our Career Center. A couple of weeks ago, on a Monday morning, we got an email basically telling us that it was going to go away. No warnings, no anything. So this is as big a surprise to us as it was the people at the Career Center. So as most people in Marion County have done over the past years and how we've been so successful is we're kind of wanting to look at maybe stepping up and trying to contain and retain our Career Center that we've got now. So I'd like to say a few things about that. The support of the Career Center by the Marion County Fiscal Court and Lebanon City Council is not something new. Prior to moving to the new Career Center location, the Fiscal Court and the City of Lebanon supported the Career Center by leasing a building for employment office for several years. It wasn't until June of 2016 that we moved into the current location. The move was made possible by the support of the city and county offices together. With the vacancy of the old Marion County Industries building, Marion County Fiscal Court and Lebanon City Council stepped up again to support the Career Center by sharing the expense of completely renovating the building for the use by the Career Center. We work with the state on plans and requirements to bring the building to spec, and expenses totaled right around $80,000, an amount that was equally shared between the city and the county. At that point, we signed a 7-year lease at $1,000 a month with the state. Now here we are today, facing the loss of support from the state and the closure of our center. I personally feel we should research avenues to save the Career Center. I do have some letters of support from several of the industry we have in the county. I'd like to read a few of them to you. This one is from American Wood Fibers. To whom it may concern, we would like to take this opportunity to express our support to keep the Lebanon Career Center office open. Over the past years, American Wood Fibers has found the Career Center services beneficial to the growth of our company. With our expansion, the Career Center has provided us with qualified candidates that have filled our recruiting needs. We have used them as our resource to advertise positions for production team members to highly skilled positions. They have also organized and conducted job fairs on site, which again was beneficial to our employment needs. Along with their diligent help for recruitment, they have also hosted Manufacturing Day at the high school. This allowed us to connect with and inform high school students of our company and gain employment for those that do not plan to pursue college but do continue to live in our community and workforce once they graduate. They have also assisted in the job shadowing program that allowed the students to come on site and learn about our company and our manufacturing process. They recognize the importance of reaching out to our youth and connecting with them to the workforce. American Wood Fibers would greatly appreciate continued support from the Lebanon Career Center and find it critical for our employment needs. Please consider keeping the office open, not only for the support of our company, but for the support of all of Marion County. Jerry Morgan, Office Manager. This is from TBKY. We are writing this letter in support of the Kentucky Career Center, Lebanon Office of Employment and Training. We were recently notified this office, along with 30 other offices throughout the Commonwealth, will close by February the 16th, 2017. This is of great concern to us as an automotive manufacturer and local community employer. As recently as 2013, we expanded our facility due to additional business and began production in 2014. In these last 2 years, we have doubled our workforce to over 150 team members. and the local Career Center has been very instrumental in supporting our efforts to hiring qualified candidates. Their support includes advertising open positions, setting up and conducting job fairs, answering questions, concerns, and brainstorming employment options and strategies. Their on-site support for their job fairs here at our business has been extremely helpful, and we could not ask for a more supportive, professional, and courteous group. They have opened their office to us to conduct on-site interviews with candidates and have also coordinated job fairs at other surrounding career centers for us based on our hiring needs and availability of candidates. As a major employer in Lebanon, we are greatly concerned about the loss of this vital resource and would ask for reconsideration in keeping this office open. That's just a few that I have. I've got several from a lot of the industries throughout I've got one here from Montebello Packaging, Limestone Branch, the list goes on and on. You know, the Career Center people think of the Career Center as the unemployment office, but it's really a career center. It's really finds you jobs in our community. So that's the way I look at it. Here's really what our Career Center actually has done over this past year in 2016. We had 4,211 people come into the office. Employee job fairs, they conducted 34. Employee workshops, 36. Employment testing, weekly. Right choice workshops, weekly. Marion County Detention Center, weekly, monthly and weekly. KCTS Springfield Career Counseling, monthly. They even do fingerprinting at our Career Center. So again, this is not something that's just a place to go get your unemployment. It's really, they do a ton of things. The partners that they have that use our Career Center: Lincoln Trail, Kentucky Farm Workers, Kentucky Office of Blind, Office of Vocational Rehab, Vocational Rehab Contractor, SSI and SS Benefits, Veterans, Community Educators, KIPTA Insurance, Communicare Employment Connection, Marion County Economic Development, Washington County Economic Development, Nelson County Economic Development, Kentucky Community and Technical College System, ECTC in Springfield, which they have programs such as Workforce Solutions, Kentucky Fame. A lot of training assistance and a lot of funding goes through that office also. Kentucky Works, Welfare to Work, Marion County Area Tech Center, Project Lead the Way, Marion County Board of Education, Family Resource Centers, Marion County Health Department, Marion County Extension Office, Marion County Heartland Coalition, Marion County and Washington County Library, Central Kentucky Community Action, Head Start, Community-Based Services, Department of Social Services, Lebanon Housing Authority, Spring Haven Domestic Violence, County Attorney's Office, Goodwill Cars to Work Program, Marion County Detention Center, Marion County Chamber of Commerce, Washington County Wellness, and Washington County Library. Those are just a few of the people that currently use our office. So again, it's not just an employment office. It's huge for what they do for our county, and I don't think a lot of people actually do realize that. So that being said, I would open the floor up for comment. Has anybody got anything they'd like to say?
Judge, as far as on the Marion County Detention Center, we've actually worked with Elizabeth, Terry, and Carol diligently in the last year to help us develop curriculum for inmates to return to workplace once they get out. But they've also been a part of delivering, coming down and doing education as well as doing resumes and job placement, trying to find places for these guys. I've got my directors of the programs here with me, and Brandon can go over a little bit more in detail. Some of the things that we done last year was part of this contract that we just negotiated with the state on the extra $8 a day for this family program on the other side. It was discussed at the Department of Corrections as well as in the Justice Department cabinet about us, the link that we had, support link with our Kentucky Career Development Center. And it actually was written into the contract, not specifically one of the selling tickets that we use as part of our curriculum, on developing the program.
Are you talking about the per diem that we just got?
Per diem that we just got.
So it actually,
In our discussion.
it mentions the Career Center in that.
Well, actually, Brandon, what is
The
it?
program proposal that I wrote and submitted, and actually that we submitted to the governor and to the Secretary of Justice and to the Department of Corrections, listed the Career Center specifically. In the contract that we were awarded, it doesn't specifically say the Career Center, but it does say job readiness. And that's, I'm really putting a lot into what our proposal was written for this program to happen.
And Carol and Elizabeth come down to the center. Yeah.
Very diligent, it's not, they're there with a lot of support and participate with, putting classes on with the prisoners themselves. Working with them with, soft skills and application resumes and et cetera. And it's, I'm really was thrown off when I got the news as well that the Career Development Center was closing because, this is a link, not just for our community, but it links across our state. It's sad to hear that was part of the cut.
Thank you all. Thanks a lot, Barry. I appreciate it.
One other thing, not only did they come down, most often when they did come down on a monthly meeting that they had with some of the inmates, they usually brought an employer with them. And the employer talked to the guys about the manufacturing business and what they build and just give them some resources and what goes on within their workplace.
Very good partnership.
Judge, I'm just curious, I know we're all here, but have you gotten any clarification in regards to what because obviously the court, along with the city, went together, partnered, we purchased a facility, the city helped us remodel the facility, funding and so forth. Have you got any word from Frankfurt exactly what the long-term goal is or what their thought process is? Because that's part of my problem is that it's kind of like the blind leading the blind right now.
Well, it changes every day. We're hearing a little bit of everything. But the scheduled date for closure is February the 16th. That's about all we're really getting. Sherry Johnson with Lincoln Trail's here today too. Lincoln Trail actually, Terry Thomas works for Lincoln Trail and they actually sublease part of the building from the state. So I've got a letter here that I should have read and got kind of sidetracked there. It's from Lincoln Trail, if I can find it here. This is the Office of Employment and Training Reorganization. The Office of Employment and Training Reorganization will remove the agency staff from the Lincoln Trail Region's 3 affiliate career centers, which are located in Bardstown, Lebanon, and Litchfield. Additional staff members at those locations are employees of the Career Center partners, including the Lincoln Trail Area Development District. The Lincoln Trail Workforce Development Board will determine how to assure a presence in those communities, said the Lincoln Trail Workforce Development Board Chairman Mo Miller. While we may not maintain the currently leased offices, our goal is to continue to ensure services remain accessible to job seekers and employers. The Lincoln Trail Workforce Development Board is not the owner nor leaseholder at any of these affected facilities. Those property arrangements fall under the control of the Education and Workforce Development Cabinet. Therefore, any affected facility is not maintained by the local board, and any closure will not be contingent upon future joint planning with the board and the cabinet. They were just as sidetracked as we were. They just got blindsided like everybody else that's involved. So that's kind of the uncertainty of what we're dealing with. We don't really know. I know our lease with the state can be canceled with a 30-day notification letter. So that's kind of where we're at.
Has that notification ever been sent?
We haven't received it yet.
Probably next month.
I'd say, and what I'm hearing, we might get it. They might not send it until 1st of March. So what that would possibly do is leave our building there with some kind of empty for a few days, which wouldn't be good. So
Elizabeth, you guys, are you going to E-Town now?
I have not received an assignment.
Okay, so you're still here. You're not here at all.
I'm here until the
Right.
15th.
Till-
Okay.
But after the 15th, I have not received it.
But you and Carol both, I mean, neither one of you,
I've been reassigned to Frankfurt,
Okay.
Effective the 15th, or,
the 16th.
yeah, that's what, yeah.
How many do we need out there?
Well, we discussed this earlier, you know, you almost have to have two, because if you want to go to one of the industries and do anything, you're gonna leave the place empty. You gotta have, you know, you've got to have people in there to be able to do what they, if you look at what all they do, I mean, if you go by there every day, you'll see, there's people in there every single day. I mean, it's not just a place to hang out. There really are. There's something going on at all times, you know.
Hey, Judge, I'd like to thank, see Judge Settles and Master Good here, and I appreciate you guys coming over, because I know it's a critical part of Washington County as well. I saw Terry Mills I think I saw Terry, didn't I? There you are.
Yep.
Because I know you've been a big supporter in the past, and I want to thank you for all that, but, you know, I guess moving forward here is that, would it be out of line, I mean, I'm thinking that a possible idea would be for yourself and possibly the mayor, along with Judge Settles, to get with the Education Workforce Development or to have a meeting. Have you had a sit down with them yet? So I guess what I'm saying is that it might not be a bad idea to have a sit down with them to find out exactly. I think we know where their plans are. We're assuming we know what their plans are, what their future is, but it would be good to know some solid facts. And then I think we can base how we move forward in a correct manner.
Well, they're just gonna have, they're cutting 30 offices. You know, you're gonna, for Marion County people to do anything, they're going to go to E-Town or wherever their closest hub will be, and
Do they
You know.
have to go? Is it, there's not a choice they could come here?
that's all they can do. I mean, if they,
They mentioned too about utilizing technology.
that's for the unemployment facts of it, but that's not for doing anything what they actually, you know,
Don't have the access to that means as well.
exactly,
Yeah,
that's,
which goes directly toward,
You
I
know-
would say, a large part of who we help, or who your department helps, so.
in 2016, we've got 5,021 industry jobs in Marion County, so jobs created. So, I mean, we definitely have a lot of jobs, and 3,000 other jobs other than manufacturing, so, I mean,
I believe everyone here wants to keep it here. It just depends on what steps we have to do that. City, county, Washington County, hopefully some support from the state, possibly. Let's see what
Yeah, and I
we
guess
can
that's
do
my
with it.
question, is as we move forward, I think obviously we all want to support it, we all want to continue to move forward, and I think we all realize it's a critical need in our county and the surrounding counties, but, I think the fact is that, that's part of my point, is that we need to get with, our state senator or representative, if you see him somewhere, but, we need to get with our elected official state and find out, is there any funding out there that we can obtain?
I've talked to Jimmy a lot, and I think they're kind of like us. They don't really know. I don't know if this was, I can't speak for anybody at the state. I haven't talked to any of them, but I mean, you talk to one guy, they tell you one thing, you talk to another, you hear something else. So, I mean, it's
Sounds like state government.
it's kind of a, I don't know, it's just, nobody can really give you a definite answer on anything.
If the state pulls their involvement in and out completely, I don't know if it takes away their website, all their computer data information. I don't know where all that comes from, but
Well, that's been
can we,
discussed.
yeah,
Well,
can we
the unemployment
operate
was-
something without their technology, their
Their assistance. their-
assist
Well,
in the
I'm hearing that
tech-
they're possibly gonna send us some part-time, few days a week for unemployment benefits or whatever they can do. But that's one thing, if we did do local, we would lose, we're not gonna be able to do unemployment without a state employee. So that would be part of the change that we would be doing. But then again, we could do a lot more ourselves.
Yeah, and I don't think that, actually, since these are all local taxpayer funds that we would use, I don't think that we should offset that state the unemployment process, because that's a state paid.
No, let them pay some.
Yeah, exactly.
Terry, did you have something?
Well, I guess I'll stand up since I did want to be here to support the Career Center. And as to the conversation about what the state is doing, I think there are some pretty serious questions. First thing that jumped in my mind is, here we are hearing from industry, and I don't think it's changed in the 20-some days since my term ended. We're hearing from industry that the greatest need is a good workforce. Especially in this area where we have a strong workforce, not only to hire new people, but to keep people there and do some ongoing training. As I went through the article, or the news release, I guess, I had several questions that if you do have a conversation with the state, might be worth asking. The quote about unemployment insurance being 70% of what this office does, anecdotally, I don't hear that. Maybe 70% certain times of the year, but not year-round from all these other things. And I've got the list that David went through, basically what they do, except I had Goodwill Cars to Work, Housing Authority, some other things, preparing resumes, just there's a pretty awesome list of the things they do. So that 70% may be a situation where we're sitting in when I retire somewhere looking down and reaching out and grabbing numbers without really getting out there. The other thing is, one of the reasons it's cited that unemployment is low now, and it is, it's as low as it's been in 20 years. The unemployment fund is secure, thanks to some legislation that was done about 4 years ago that bailed us out. Employers paid more and employees got less, but now the unemployment fund is secure, or it was 20-some days ago. So, we need to factor that in. But what I hear a lot of times, when unemployment went down to this record low that it's at now, I would tell that to people and they would say, yeah, but there's so many people that have dropped out of the workforce. That doesn't take that into account. Well, these kind of services are exactly what we need to get those people back into the workforce. I have a sister-in-law, and she gave me permission to use her name, Betty Bell, who was probably at the darkest moment of her life, or one of the darkest moments of her life, when the prison closed. Well, she'd been through a struggle. When the prison closed, she was kicked out. And 6 months, the Career Center worked with her to find her a job. She has a good job. She's doing all the right things now. In fact, I asked her to come here, but she's in Arizona on vacation, so she's doing really well.
She's doing good. Sounds like she's doing better than us.
She did send me a letter that I'd be happy to submit to the court and the council if you all would like. As to, the announcement, I found it curious that we have an ending date, February 15th, but when we're going to replace it is a little less certain. I believe the word was very soon. We're going to replace it very soon. So I found it odd that we're going to terminate it on a concrete date, but we're not real clear about what we're going to do. I'll leave it into the Affordable Care Act. But
Is very soon somewhere on the calendar, Terry?
please,
Is very soon somewhere on the calendar?
I'm not sure. It's probably different for each person's county.
I think that's what they refer to as an alternative fact.
All right, that might be it.
Yeah, that's another story also. We did authorize in last year's budget $100 million bonding capacity for workforce development. So one of my questions is, if we're taking this away, is there something in there? Now, last I heard, we're trying, but we hadn't got any of that $100 million yet. So I hope we keep trying, and I hope we can get some, and maybe that'll help offset. But these are the kind of questions we can ask the state. I'm not so sure our senator or our representative had a lot of input on this. It's probably a decision made at a higher level. And I apologize for talking too long, but I read a letter recently from a retired state representative, Lady 28 years, and I got kind of fond of him, and he's a Republican, and he wrote a letter to the state newspaper. And basically, he said in it, look, you know, Republicans are in power, you've got the power now, but remember, government can be run efficiently and at low cost operation like a business, but you have to remember, government is not a business. Our job is to serve the people. And, you know, not only the employers that need these employees, but what about what it does to the lives of the people who are struggling, like my sister-in-law, or like so many other people, and I truly believe this group would have had the same care. I'm not sure we can get that if we go to an online application process and we have to go 50 miles to talk to somebody about it, or somebody has to come 1-2 days a month. I'm not sure we can get that. So I know progress, I believe in progress, I believe in technology, but I'm just, you know, we can't let the cost-cutting emphasis outweigh our real moral obligation to take care of the people here who I truly believe want to work. And everywhere, I truly believe people want to work. So I'm here to support the Career Center. I hope we can do something. I respect you magistrates and the city council. I respect you so much. I understand you all will do what's best for this community. And I just appreciate you allowing me a few minutes to take more time than I should have taken.
I don't
you, Terry.
understand why our
Appreciate it.
senator and representative's not here tonight.